Oh, good morning everyone. This is episode 7. I think I got that right this time. Probably can't see anything because it's so dark. It's Monday the 20th February at 4 in the morning. I could probably start a little bit later, but I'm starting a bit early just to do this video. Let's turn it around. There we go. Right, let's just fire this up a minute. No, you can't see me. Hang on. Some lights on. Shut that door. Keep that cold out. Well, it's not too cold, but was it 7 degrees? Could be worse. Let's turn that radio down a minute. There we go. Right. So this episode we are off to Bedwyn. I'll explain what we're doing in a moment, but first thing is what I wanted to do in episode 5 that I completely mucked up. I thought I'll do it again on another episode, and we'll do that today. I'm going to show you the walk round check, what we do. I was going to say in the mornings, but it's not mornings specifically. It's before you take a vehicle out on the road. You do the what's called the walk round check. It's supposed to take between 10 and 15 minutes. Generally we put the card in. I'm going to put the taco in a bit. You should show that you've been doing at least, well, they call it 15-minute walk round check, but as long as it's at least 10 minutes, something sensible that means you've checked the coach inside and out. I'm not going to do a third one. I'm literally just going to whiz around the coach, because I know some of you might think, oh, you didn't check the oil, and oh, you didn't check. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to spend the whole video just explaining every single aspect, but give you a rough idea of what we're looking for on a walk around check anyway. I'm going to put my card in now. We're going to move the coach a bit because there's a i8 next to us in the way. I'll move just a bit back, give me some space to be able to look around the vehicle. Okay, right, see you in a moment. So first things first, I'm going to put the headlights on and the fog's on, and then pop the hazards on, open the door. We'll check the outside. I'll do the outside first. Always like to get the cold bit out of the way. You can do the inside first and then the outside, and vice versa. There's no right or wrong way of doing things. So what we're doing is checking the marker lights at the top there, fogs, front lights, and the hazard lights all on. Then we check the mirrors are secure. That's all on. Green O license disc is in as well. Right, let's put my head torch on a bit. There we are. Right, check the legal's address is on. Marker lights, indicators there. Check the panels are secure. I'm going to check the tyres and the wheels. Check these wheel nuts are in good condition. There's no rust marks on the edges. Checking the condition of the tyres. There's no cuts or cords exposed in the tyres there. This is all clean there, and the tread is, well, it's very good. Legal requirement there is 1mm, a bit less than what you get on your car, which is 1.6. Got the wheelchair lift door here. I'll check that later on. It takes a bit of time. At some point I'll have to do a video on the wheelchair lift, show you guys how it works. Again, we do the rear wheel, checking the rear tyres. I know you can't really see much, but tread's good in there, and the wheel nuts are good as well. Checking the marker lights, conditions of the panels, checking the windows aren't cracked, all okay. I don't know if you can hear me here, but the engine on. Checking the top indicator lights and the markers, and the rear fog lights on. Number plate lights are on, okay, that's showing registration clearly there. And then we're doing it again, same this side. I'm checking the panels, marker lights, condition of the windows, etc. And same again for the front wheel. Check the condition of the tyres, again the wheel nuts. We'll check that the fuel cap is secured. Yeah, and then we'll pop inside, check these lights. So I'm gonna actually do the walk around check properly in a minute. There's no distractions there, I can check it again. So inside we can check the headlights here. Alright, shut that door. Turn those hazards off in a minute, you can hear me a bit better hopefully. I can check the lights. Lights work perfectly. That's the daylights, that's night lights, as I call it. That's the reading lights. You can have them fixed on, or that's the other switch where people can turn them on or off. That one is on irrelevant. And cab lights down here. And then these nice green lights as well, which are quite nice. So yeah, on the inside there's quite a lot to check. It's also checking these emergency exit signs, and the emergency hammers are inside, like here. There's the hammer here as well, that's on there, and the two in the back corner. We'd also do a check of the seats like this. We'd walk around checking the seats don't literally fall back and fall off, checking, you know, the bases as well. We check the seat belts. So we do the seat belts up at the end of every shift. That way we can check the seat belts actually work, and makes it quite presentable as well in the morning. But yeah, you can do the odd test just to make sure that the clips are in. It's nicely clipped in there, like so. Yes, so I'm going to do the proper check now. Sign the defect book, and then we'll set up ready to go. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, this is the other thing I wanted to show you, episode 5. I didn't really have time to do that well. I was going to quickly show the Satnav. Someone did ask me in a video what out of interest what Satnav I used. This is the TomTom 6250 Pro, I think it was 62 something. It's out of print anyway. There is a new version, I don't know what it's called. I got a funny feeling it's just professional, can't remember. This is a steam powered one I bought a few years ago. But the new one does the same thing. This hasn't been updated for God knows how long. Don't bother me, because there are a couple of roads in here I think that I've used that it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter anyway because I've looked at them on Google Maps before. So I'm just going to show you, let's set the route up to Bedwyn, where we're off to. I can use the search or recent destination if I've been there before. Search, you can search by the town or the postcode. I don't need to do that because so I know where Bedwyn is. I've just lost my bearings on this map already. Let's find the A4 again. There it is. A4, Marlborough, Foxfield. That's it. There's little Bedwyn. There's Great Bedwyn. There we go. I probably can't see well because there's making reflection on the GoPro there. Right, we're off to the Nap, as the road's called. So we'll pop the press and hold the road there that we want. And on. There we go. Sorry, the screen on the back of the GoPro's gone off, so I can see what I'm doing there. Right, and then we just press drive, and what it's going to do is give this menu my vehicle, okay, because this is set up as the bus. You can set up as car, bus or truck, so you can use this in your car as well. So I can set my dimensions here. I've got it set as a rough sort of 12 metre length. These are, width is just estimate 2 meters. This is an important one, the height 3.7. Now the height of this vehicle is actually 3.65. I rounded up to 3.7. So what this does is this won't send me under any bridge that's under 3.7 meters. So if there's a 3 meter bridge, it will route me around. It won't let me go under that bridge because of my height. Okay, any bridge that's 4 meters, for example, yeah, it let me through because I'm high enough. I put in 3.7. So that's a good thing about this Satnav. Also the weights, I don't bother. I've just put 5 tons and 0. There's no difference in it because there are some roads, I think it explained in one of the other videos, I can't remember, that's you've got weight limits at 7.5 tons for trucks. Now for trucks, they don't apply for coaches or buses. If they've got a truck, if it says 7.5 tons, and there's a truck around that sign that says 7.5. Sorry, it's early in the morning to be explaining things. Basically, we can go down them. There's a bridge on the end of this estate near the station that's 7.5 ton max gross weight, and that's everything, and nothing above 7.5 tons can go over that bridge. So this would send me over the bridge because I put 0 tons, but local knowledge, I know that I can't go over that bridge anyway, so I tend to just leave that because that just causes complications on the setting up of the route. And just do my research on Google if there's any, you know, 7.5 ton max weight limits for everything. Speed, just keep it 50. Obviously you can put in whatever you like. If you're in your car you could put 70, but we'll, you know, keep it at 50. Okay, and then we press next, and then it's going to calculate what it thinks will be the fastest route. So it's probably green, but what I do through devices, yep, A4 through Marlborough, yep, that's the route I had in mind, so that's okay. Now, if for some reason we decided that actually we want to come down the 346, sorry, and then go across for some strange reason, I don't know, maybe we've got a pickup to do down here or something like that. Just going to show you, because what we can do is, if I zoom in just roughly on the A346 here, press and hold, and this will come up, A346, yep, I'm going to press the 3 dotted lines and add to current route. There we go, and that way it's going to force the route down the A346 and then come into Bedwyn on the other side, as I was just explaining. So, you know, you can fix routes, make your own route up, which is quite handy sometimes when you're on rail replacement, and there are certain routes you might have to go via a station. It's probably what I'm going to use later on, because this rail replacement route I haven't done before, but I've had a look at, I've got a rough idea looking at Google, but this is nice just to have, you know, for peace of mind. So I'm going to delete the stop because we're not going that way, and then when I delete, it's going to recalculate the original route that we had in the first place. So there we go, and that's the basics of the TomTom Pro. It's very good. It's quite a lot of money. It's a couple of £100 at least, I think. They're probably more for the new ones now, but you know, it's worth its weight in gold for what it is. I pay for, up here obviously I haven't got the live traffic on because there's the cross through the 2 cars there, but I haven't got it connected to my phone yet. But you can Bluetooth your phone over, that will come up as a phone icon, will come down there, and then you can use it as a hands-free set. But also if you pay, I think it's £7 a month, £6 a month, something like that, it's not, you know, extortionate price for live traffic. That way you can connect your phone, it connects to the internet, and it shows you if there's any road blockages, if there's any long queues ahead. It's got me out of trouble before, so for its, you know, for that £5, £6, £7 whatever it is a month, that's well worth it as well. So right, we shall get going in a moment then. Okay, see you in a bit. And before we set off, I just forgot to show you the running board here. I'm just hiding the top there because there's some contact details of the FTS you don't need to see. Oh, like that. Right, so as you can see, we're due off Bedwyn at 6:30. We're doing Hungerford, Newbury, Thatcham and Theale. Got an hour there at Theale before returning back to Bedwyn at 10:12. That was it. And then leaving Bedwyn at 10:39, stations back to Theale again, 11:57, and then 12:58 return from Theale back to Bedwyn. Due at Bedwyn at roughly 2:15, and then that's my shift done. The other driver will be coming over then. We'll be doing the rest of the timetable, which as you can see does quite a lot here. another round trip to Theale, empty to Reading, then it's Reading to Bedwyn, oh, empty to Reading, that was it, and then Reading stations back to Bedwyn, finishing there at midnight 39. Right, I'll explain more about this rail replacement in a moment, but I just thought, well, before I put that away and put the camera attachment on, I'd quickly show you that. Right, get going in a minute then. Okay. Hello again. Right, we're the other side of Devizes now. On our way to Bedwyn, I've managed to find a garage to stop at briefly to pick up a Costa Express. That's a regular latte. I'm going to regret that later on when I get to Theale and I need the toilet. But, that's the risk I'm willing to take. So, we're doing good for time in the minute. Just coming along the 361, that's it. Got the road now. I was going to say A4, but no, we're not on the A4 yet. That's just a bit further down. Yeah, this part we've seen on a Wellington Barn video that I did, was that a couple of years ago now? That was on the road coming down from the left. So, you know, this is the scenic part, but you can't see any scenery at the minute. It's still dark. And I'd like to say it's a little bit foggy as well, actually. I'd say thick fog, but I don't know if it's just a haze. There's quite a bit of a drizzle going on at the minute by the looks of it. So this rail work that I was going to explain, the Bedwyn to Theale. It's it's part of a major blockade by Network Rail. This I think it's phase 1 or something of replacing the track and the infrastructure between Reading and Taunton. So there's the Reading to Westbury section and then the Westbury to Taunton section, which I think they're doing late in the year, from late March onwards, I think. This one is started Saturday to a couple of days ago, and it's going on until the 2nd of March, which is a Thursday. So that's a constant closure of the line between Reading and Westbury. Now there's services that do Paddington to Bedwyn via Newbury, and then obviously there's services that go further to Cornwall that go via Westbury. They don't do Bedwyn or Newbury, well they stop at Newbury, but otherwise it's Pewsey and Westbury. So these trains have been diverted via Swindon, so there's a Swindon to Pewsey shuttle, and then the rest of it is just Reading, well that's at night, but in the daytime it's mostly Theale to Bedwyn rail replacements. So it's a bit of a ball ache if you're doing something like Bedwyn to Westbury, because you have to go all the way on, have to take a bus to Theale, train from Theale to Reading, then double back on a train that's going to Swindon, then Westbury. I can't imagine the uptake's that big for people doing Bedwyn to Westbury, to be honest. But yeah, that's what they're doing. So they're closing it. They're doing it, as I say, a week and a half. Well, a bit over a week and a half. Replacing all the lines and sleepers, infrastructure, line side equipment as well. There's a lot of mileage between Reading and well, Theale and Westbury. So as I say, it's easier to just close the line for a week and a half and get the brunt of it done. Oh, hang on, what we got here? Please slow. Oh, okay. If that was an old police slow sign or not, I don't know. So it's, I think they've got this engineer works again, let me think, was it the 11th and 12th of March, I think? They're doing it Saturday and Sunday closure in the Newbury area again, and I think there's another weekend involved as well. But obviously this one that they've started now must be, you know, it's going to be the big one, because they're closing it for a week, and, as I say, a week and a half or so. Means they can have the blockade 24/7 then. And they say it's quicker than doing it over sort of, you know, 50 weekends, as you probably would have to do. Also, we had the school holidays last week, and the school's gone back today, and obviously they'll be finding it difficult to find vehicles to cover this duty. You might think, oh, well, when are you doing the school holidays when the vehicles are free? Well, I posed that question before when I was doing Bournemouth to Southampton, and it was a weekday when the schools had just got back. And I thought, well, they had the half term to do that, they could have done it then. But really, they wanted to keep the trains flowing through the half term, because that's the busiest point. People going away on, you know, going away for a week on half term, just cause carnage. Whereas this week the schools are back. Okay, the commuters are going to be back, but you're going to inconvenience someone somewhere. It's just the way it is. But it's easier to try and minimise that disruption by not having it in the half term, and when families and all that are going away. Interesting to see what commuters you get though, because of course ever since COVID, the dynamics of the commuters changed a little bit since. You know, it's, Westby Station, for example, used to be absolutely rammed. The car park would be rammed by 8 AM, 9 AM at the most, because it was tens of tons of people travelling to the city. But nowadays you can rock up the car park at 10 AM and still find plenty of spaces, because a lot of them are working from home, obviously. So be interesting to see how many people we get on this morning at 6:30. Well, I'm not the first coach out. There's been a couple out. No, I think there's 2 or 3 departures before me. I think the first one from Bedwyn this morning was 04:46 to Theale stations. Be interesting to know how many passengers were at Bedwyn at 4:30 this morning. Or any other stations for that matter. I would imagine it was probably pretty empty to Theale. So this coach is working flat out this week. She's having a good putting through her paces this week. It's let me think, Saturday, just a couple of days ago, is when this started. It did start at Oxford. It's not with me. It started at Oxford at 6 in the morning to do Oxford to Morton in the Marsh all day, finishing at Morton in the Marsh at 11:2300 or something like that, I think, at night. So had a long day, and then obviously had to run empty all the way back to Westbury. And yesterday, Sunday, it was standby at Oxford, although I see he did a handful of trips between Oxford and Alhambra, and then went empty back from Oxford to Westbury, and that was out again this morning. As I say, this is out till 20 to 1 in the morning later on. So this is going to, by the time he's filled up, got back to the depot, it's going to be about 2:30 at Westbury, and then a couple of hours later it's back on the road again. I'm doing this duty, as you've seen on the duty board earlier. We're doing this Monday to Friday, so this coach is pretty much out 24/7 almost this week. So apart from a couple of hours gap, it's out on the road. As I say, be back at 2:30 in the morning, and then a couple of hours later I'll be in, throwing it up again, running empty back to Bedwyn to the north cycle again. And then after Friday, I think this is probably going to be out on rail Saturday as well, so it should be out again. So there's a as I say, she's been put through her paces this week. So fast forward now, we're coming into Marlborough. It's the Marlborough College, just passing through there. Probably gonna, oh no, it's gonna tell me to go this way. So the Satnav was probably gonna say go that way, but go through the town centre, it's not gonna be that busy. Town to spend an hour or two here, I suppose. I've been here before once. Spent about an hour here, I think. It's a nice church at the end there. There's one or two shops along this high street. This is just this is all the shops in Marlborough here. This is the main high street. Have a market there as well in that car park, so if you do visit it's always worth checking if you were going to park there. They do reduce the parking spaces there. I can't remember where the market is, to be honest, and whether it's any good or not I can't tell you. I've never been to the market there. There's that roundabout there. Ooh, roundabout. There we are. Roundabout there is almost sort of caved in a bit. We left here onto the A4. Head up towards Southwark Forest. Not very far away now. We've got 6.5 miles and running well ahead of time. We're forking off in a minute. Just see, this is telling me we'll be forking off soon. There's the sign. There we are. Interesting, because I've been down this part in the coach before. I've been into Bedwyn station in the car. Can't remember what that was now, a few years ago. Used to drive down here and get the train from Bedwyn to London. Worked out a little bit cheaper than it was getting the train from Westbury. It's probably quite scenic in the daytime down here. I seem to recall it is in daylight. So we're running in the, I think this is the Vale of Pewsey area. We're probably the edge of the Southwark Forest, so I'd imagine as well, I think. If not driving through part of it now. These tree heights. Going down that way, I'm sure he's indicating right. Just double check that because I can't see now. Gone, so must have took a left, I think. The car behind, so it doesn't go to Bedwyn. It's always quite eerie in the dark, isn't it? These sort of B roads and high beam on, you've got this isolated field on your left, these spooky trees on your right. Expecting a werewolf to go bounding along the road. about there, I think. Is this a Great Bedwyn? Great Bedwyn, here we are. 30, wow, I'm going to do a bit less than that. Speed down. There we are. There. Try and get around that bend without going up the curve. Right, the notes said to use the second turning on the left as the turning round point. The turning point, sorry. So I'm going to try that, give that a go. Yes, the hazards on, just in case someone does drive down the road. Past the junction. Check all around, check the rear camera, check the mirrors. So I'm going to get my back wheel onto that white line that's just next to the curb, and we can use that as a guideline then. That'll bring me round roughly into the middle of the junction. I've slightly lost sight of it now. It's a bit dark. There it is. Obviously when I've gone by there, I've already had a quick glance to see the surrounding of the junction, where any parked cars are, and there aren't any. So knowing that there aren't any parked cars, you know, then nothing's going to appear then. I know what room I've got to play with. So I think we'll just use this space here and these empty spaces here just to lay over for now. I can't imagine 100 cars turning up at the minute. Leave some space here anyway, because we've got plenty of space behind us. There, that should do about that. There we go. Right, press, lights off, engine off, and there we are. Right, so many people we get. Right, I shall show you something else in a minute, but I'm just going to have my coffee for a minute. And I'll see you in a bit. Right, one thing I've got to do now, just remember to do, is book on with FTS, First Travel Solutions. Just give them a ring, book on. Good morning, it's James speaking from Chandler's Coach Travel. My running number is 19596. I'm just booking on, yes, I'm at Bedwyn now, ready for the 6:30 departure. It's James Underwood. That's right, yes. Yep, it's Bravo November 17, Hotel Zulu Whiskey. Yep. Yes, it is, yes. Yep, got the post notes and all that all set up, yep. Okay, Yeah, I'll be on till 2:15, and I'll let the driver know he's changing over at 2:15, so I'll get him to book on for the rest of the running board. Okay? That's lovely. Thank you very much. Take care. Ta-da. Bye. Right, that's that done. Right, I shall set the destination up in a moment. The destination code, I'll quickly show you that in a bit. But I've just had a look at the sheet. There is no row replacement Theale on the destination display. So I'm going to have to use just a generic row replacement, or Choo Choo I'm a Train Today is also on there. But I've also got Bedwyn on here. I've put the code down on here. It's 214. So I can at least use that from Theale to Bedwyn. But yeah, we'll do that in a minute. Okay. So here's the Hungerford display. It's got not in service at the minute. So as I was explaining earlier, I can do 214 for Bedwyn. So I can press this, the up arrows there to select number 2, move that across, press that up again for number 1, press the left arrow again to move the number across, up to number 4, there we go, press the function button, comes up with Bedwyn, there we are. So as I say, I haven't got Theale, so I might just put 093. There we are, Choo Choo I'm a Train. That'll do, I think, for Theale. Actually, just one more thing. I just remembered. That was the sat nav. Oh, hang on. Let me just change this setting again, because I'm still in wide view, aren't I? Hold on. Right, let's try that. There we go. That's a bit better. Right, so what I just done when I was just parked up here, I was just having my coffee. I put in the all the stops that I was doing. So I was putting drive 2, I put Hungerford, Newbury, Thatcham and Theale. Now I could put Theale in and then add all these as waypoints, but it'll probably start confusing the system doing it that way. So at least, you know, when I get to Hungerford, I can go into recent destinations, punch in Newbury, get to Newbury. Again, that will clear up, and then I can just go into recent destinations, put in Thatcham, etc, etc, and do it all the way backwards and forwards. So we'll just do it stop by stop, as I was saying. So I'm going to do Hungerford now. Printing Hungerford. Press, oh, can't see through the camera, there we are. Press drive. The vehicle details as they are. And there we are. I haven't put any waypoints in. This is just set the route by default. It's assumed that this is the fastest route, and this is the route that the pace notes want you to take, which is over the bridge and then just straight down to the A338. So I'm happy with that, because that's the way the pace notes tell me to go. And then we turn right at the mini roundabout down here, sharp left, and then into Hungerford car park. Oops, sorry, just move the camera down a bit there, haven't we? Yeah, so turn right, left into there, and then into Hungerford station. And then afterwards we'd be going up out onto the A4 across to Newbury then. So that's set up now for Hungerford. And somewhere in here, if I just put the cab light, I could just I've got them just down here, just in case I need these. This back screen keeps going on a little bit. There we go. So this is all the pace notes you get here. For example, this is Newbury to Bedwyn via Hungerford. You can see the instruction it tells you there. But obviously I can't read these as I'm driving along. All this turn left, bear left here, then everywhere. But at least using this sat nav, I can, you know, use these directions here. And when I've got in the sat nav, I can just double check that these are the instructions that first give you as their the route they want you to take. So it's always quite handy that, you know, there's all sorts of notes you get on here. This road is narrow and twisting places. Yes, I know it is. But when I got these before, I had a quick look, and looking through these on Google Street View on Google Maps, so it was always quite handy using that, using the Street View and Google Maps, as I say. And it's, you know, at least then you got a picture in your head of the route and the, you know, the stations and where they want you to drop off. You can have a quick look in the car park. So, you know, I've had a look at Hungerford car park in a Street View. I can see that the platform is on the left hand side. It looked like on the right, it looked like there was some yellow hatches, looked like a good place to turn around. So at least then, you know, when I get there, I've got an idea. Makes it look like I know what I'm doing then. But yeah, so right, we're all set up now. I've just remembered I was going to show you that bit. So yeah, again, I'll see you later on. Right, so here we are at Theale. Got here right quite early. Show you the schedule here. What I was doing there, past Thatcham, because when I got to Newbury I was fully loaded with commuters, quite a lot more than I expected. So everyone was going here to Theale to get the train to Reading and London Paddington. So, well, there's no point going to Thatcham because no one was getting off, so no one could get on. So I got here quite early. As you can see, next due at 8:57. It's 8:16 now. There's a train coming in from London at 8:45. So I'll be interested to see how busy it is going the other way back to Bedwyn. But yeah, so express to here, just straight down the M4. So that sped up their journey somewhat. But I imagine that's probably the same a week. But just looking at the route, I'll just put in the route now to Thatcham again, because I haven't done Thatcham yet. Oh Christ, let's put that there a minute. I was just looking at the route down the A4 and I noticed all this and I thought, oh, well, this is quite interesting then. There's quite a big red line here on the A4 and looks like it says roadworks. So that's going to impact the timetable somewhat, but coming the other way it's actually even busier because there's a long red line from here all the way along past here to about there. So it's quite a distance. If you don't, that's not as long coming westbound than it is going eastbound. So that's probably the rush hour traffic, to be honest, down here that's causing all this, because yeah, there might be roadworks, but because there's all school traffic and people going to work as well. So hopefully later on that'll be quite quiet. So yeah, so there we are. Nice break here now until 8:57. Back to Bedwyn, 20 minutes there or so, and then back to Theale. So yeah, nothing else to report otherwise, not a lot here. But I'll speak to you later on. Right, good morning everyone. You might think what happened to the rest of yesterday. Well, I was supposed to do another catch up fit, sorry, early in the morning. Another video at Theale when I just done another round trip, but I had my lunch, got way late talking to drivers and controllers and all that, and yeah, and then the next thing I'm back at Bedwyn. I'm in the car going back to the depot. I was going to do put this in the car on the way back, but I thought actually I'll do a video tomorrow in the morning. So yeah, it's Tuesday the 21st. Back again for round 2, the same circuit that I done yesterday, if you remember the timetable, the exact same one. Yeah, so yesterday was alright. Let's hang on a minute, let's put some brake switches off and I'll tell you what we'll do. Oh yeah, that's better. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it wasn't that bad of a run after all. I remember saying about the traffic that was on the phone, that long red line there. So I was in that for about 6 minutes, if that, I think. So it wasn't too bad in the end. I got to Newbury and I said, on the way back this was, and I said to the controller, I said, well, see. He said, how's it going? I said, well, there's traffic lights on the A4, it's good, you know, delaying the timetables in a minute. He said, oh, I think I've just been told they're gone. And they were gone. But further down the road, they were doing tree cutting, so they put some other lights up instead. But that didn't have a knock-on effect. That was, you know, a 30-second delay, if that. So I was on time the rest of the round trip, actually, really. Yeah. So I'd imagine this morning it'll probably be the same passengers I took yesterday, no doubt, because there'll be commuters. So I'd imagine it'd be the same scenario. I'll get to Hungerford, get to Newbury, and it'll probably be busy. So I'll probably run express to Theale, and then yeah, we're all good. Anyway, I think that's all. So I'll speak to you later on. Okay, just make sure everyone's on the right bus. This service is to Bedwyn, first stop is Thatcham, then Newbury, Hungerford and Bedwyn. Thank you. Okay, so we'll do a bit of a front view now. Just leaving Theale. There's the Attendit limited bus going, trading as Red Route Master. He's doing the all stops to Newbury, whereas I am just Thatcham, Newbury, and then obviously on to Bedwyn. So yeah, we're not going to do the whole run. We're just going to do this front view section, just highlights, mostly just the stations, to be honest. As you probably see on that timetable, the run is a good hour anyway in its own right, and it's not got me driving either. I've got people on board, so I've decided just to keep it on the front. So we're just coming at this business park of Theale. Theale itself is, the town is off the roundabout there to the right. We're going to turn left and then join the A4 Bath Road. Okay, and a bit further down the A4, you can see the Red Route Master decker turning left now, off to Aldermaston Station down there to the left. We're carrying on down the A4. Quite glad I didn't do Aldermaston because it seemed quite funny actually, because it seemed to, I don't know, first seemed to change their mind of how they wanted to work the station system. As I understand it, the whole idea was you'd come along the A4 and just down here, past this junction, yeah, just down the left, there's a bus stop lay by. It does actually say Aldermaston Station on the bus flag, so buses were using that one day, and then the next day they were going down the station. They were told they weren't supposed to use the bus stop, they were supposed to actually do the loop on that road that bus just took down there, and pick up outside the station, and then the next day they'd be back on the bus stop again. So there's no definitive working of how you're supposed to do Aldermaston Station. Still, it didn't affect me, I wasn't worried. Okay, coming into Walhampton now, where this BP garage is on the right hand side. This is where those temporary traffic lights were that I showed you on the phone, that long delay on the A4. As you can see, they've long gone now anyway. This footage was taken 3 days after I was showing you on the phone, so it's nice and clear now. Coming up in a minute on the left hand side, it's just where that Reading bus's decker is. I'm just letting out now, and just past where this car is that can't decide what he's doing. He's pulling out to the right and then pulling into the left. That bus shelter there, that's a Midgham bus stop. Just down there on the left is Midgham Station itself. So that's the rail replacement stop. That's where that red decker would be stopping at next. It's funny because Midgham Station is actually in Walhampton, right? As you can see, it's right in the centre of Walhampton. Midgham itself is much further down here. There's a sign in a minute that says Midgham. I think it's here. Yeah, here. And the village itself is further down this road, off to the right, down under the lane, and it's down there. So it's nowhere near the station. So I'm not quite sure why the station was named Midgham, because according to online sources, the station was originally called Walhampton anyway, which kind of makes sense because that's where it is. But later on it was renamed Midgham Holt, and then later just called Midgham. So, bit of a oddity, that one. Right, so we're going to make a left here at this roundabout, just veering off the A4 briefly, off to our next stop, Thatcham Station. Okay, we turn left now to start the loop around Thatcham station. You've got to do the loop this way round, not only so that you're picking up on the correct side, but also it's a one-way system from here. So as you come down, it narrows down a little bit. We do this sharp right-hand bend. When you do it the first time, you think, Christ, what if something comes the other way? And then you just remember, oh yeah, can't be, because it's a one-way system. Should be anything coming the other way anyway. So station will appear in the left-hand side, just about now. And you'll see coming up in a minute, there it is. You see that yellow cone there on the left? That was put there by a driver, because the day before someone had parked a red car there. It was quite interesting trying to get past that red car in that spot, because you're scraping the trees on the right hand side, trying to avoid scraping the car on the left. So the next day, i.e. today, the driver put the yellow cone out in the hope that no one parked there, and luckily the cone is staying there. So First Travel couldn't do anything about it because it's not railway property, it's owned by the council, so they wouldn't do anything anyways. So leaving the station, we turn right. The road off to the left is off to Crookham, and not a million miles away down there, literally just down the road, is Greenham Common as well. So we turn right here at this roundabout, and then just up here is the entrance to the loop for the station, which is where we turned left. Not just yet, it's just there on the right. So there we are, we've just done the loop, so we're heading back now to the A4 roundabout, and we'll do a left and go through Thatcham town itself. So again, it's another one of those stations that's not directly in the town centre. That station, I think, more serves the business park around the area and these housing estates. Certainly if you're going to the town, it's looks like it's a fair walk, put it that way. Okay, we do a left here now onto the A339. This goes to Basingstoke, and the M3. We're not going that far. We're just veering off the A4 again briefly to reach Newbury station. Now, having done that left, I've just checked my blind spots, checked the road is clear, and as it's clear, I've veered off into the right-hand lane. I don't need to be in the right-hand lane just yet, but I'm going to do this well in advance, because further down the road, we're going to need to be in the right filter lane to turn into Newbury station. It's easier to do this well in advance. It's just, you know, defending the lane. Mostly because it's easier than if I did that further down the road. It'd be more awkward trying to find a gap in the traffic. It's a busy road. Sometimes cars don't want to let you move over into the lane despite having your indicator on. So it's easier just to defend this lane. You know, I'm not slowing the traffic down. It's a 40 mile an hour limit. I'm doing 40 on the dot. So, you know, just makes life easier. So we come to this roundabout. This is near the Newbury bus station. It's just there on the right hand side. So the road off to the right, you can probably just see the post van there. It's come out of view now. We'll be coming out that road. So this is another loop situation, a bit like Thatcham in a way. We do like a loop road. We don't actually go to the station car park, but we go down a one-way road that's close enough to the station. So So just past now this roundabout, we're going to take the right filter lane now. So you can see in that short distance, if we're in the left hand lane, it would have been quite awkward to move over. Yeah, brief stop at Newbury, and now I think I've got about 5 passengers on, I think, for Hungerford. If that. It was never busy loads to Hungerford from here at this time of day, anyway. It's a brief stop as well, because I seem to recall I was probably 2 minutes late, I think. Invariably I was usually late, a little bit late here, mostly because of the tight timetable from Thatcham to Newbury, and the traffic on the A4, hundreds of traffic lights to contend with. So we've just backed up and gone around the double decker. That was that red decker on the stopper to Newbury. It's finished its duty here and go back to Theale. So we're going back to the A4 now to head off to Hungerford. Mind of this truck that's got this bit of plastic or whatever it is flapping out the back. It's gone the other way, thank God. And now we're making the start of this loop. We're heading back to that big roundabout by the bus station now, which isn't far away. It's just at the top of this road. We'll bay around to the right and we'll be on the roundabout, where we turn left onto the 339 northbound. Okay, we're back on the A4 now, just crossing the A34. It's just west of Newbury, so we're heading off to Hungerford now. Not much to see down here, so it's just selected highlights clips down here. One thing to point out here is the gates to Benham Valence House on the Benham Park estate. There's the gates just coming up now. I think they're on the left hand side. It was for sale recently to the tune of £26 million. If you wanted that, you've missed out. I think it's been sold now by, I presume, a private owner. I mean, it used to be offices before, so it could be offices again. I don't know. Right, skipping forward to Hungerford now. We leave the A4 behind. Turning left to the high street. Now I'm having to slow down and stop here because I need to use the other side of the road to clear my back wheel off the curb. This car's seen what I'm trying to do, so he stopped to give me room. Okay, and then we cross over the Kennet and Avon Canal. This is probably quite busy on a hot summer's day. And then we come into the High Street, or the start of the High Street. Just coming up there is the bridge carrying the railway. The station is off to the left. We don't turn left there, that's the Tesco's car park. Let's just hit this mini roundabout. So it's a blind left because I can't see what's coming from my left. Although obviously I'd have the right of way. It's easier to make sure all the traffic is cleared from here. There's only cars that appear, you know, although they might need to give way. There's no point because they won't see me till the last minute and I don't see them till the last minute, so it's easy to make sure it's completely clear. So I can draw it forward and at the last minute do a tight left, try and clear this wall. The mirror is very close. As you can see, there's a car there that's stopped for me. Not enough room there, but that's not his fault because he would have seen me a bit too late, so I've just stopped on the curb. I'll just try and dismount. There we go. That applies going the other way. It's just as difficult to see when you've got to turn right as well. Again, it's flanked by two buildings. So do left here. I'm wanting to use the other side of the road. It's a bit difficult when you've got stuff turning right. Luckily that van was going left. Just before this level crossing, we turn right into the station car park.
Alright, yeah, very alright, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Right, hello guys. It's Thursday now. I didn't bother doing one yesterday. We skipped that Wednesday. It's just wasn't really much to report about yesterday, really. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, it's just I didn't want to. Well, originally this video was only just going to cover Monday. Somehow I've roped myself into doing all days of the week. But then I don't want to make it too long, so I thought, well, I won't do much on Wednesday. Waffling on. You don't want to hear me waffling, really, do you, all the time? So I thought, while I'm just running back to Bedwyn now, I've got no one on, so it's pretty quiet this morning. So I thought, since no one is on, I might just do the video in the cab window there. You can see the perspective of the route from here, Hungerford to Bedwyn. It's probably the worst part of the route in terms of the narrow roads and twisty parts. From here on the A4 and all that, it's a doddle, really. blistering up there. There we go. That's an awful bit there, it's because of that blind spot. Come up to the roundabout between the two buildings, you can't see until you're on the roundabout. So yeah, busy morning again. Running fast too. Come on, get off your phone. That's what happens when you use your phone and drive. You shouldn't be doing that anyway. So yeah, all she's on the phone again, isn't she? Jesus. So yeah, it's busy this all mornings. I've been skipping up Thatcham. When did I say that once before? Yeah, I think I said every week I think I'll be running fast to Theale on weekdays. There we go, she's noticed the lights. And yeah, I have. It's just been the Theale Express in the mornings from Newbury, taking all the commuters off to Theale. Yeah, I know, I've just done that. Automatically just saying thank you there to the it's got to stop anyway because there's a traffic light. I know I put my hand a bit and forth, but yeah. It's pretty much every day it's the same commuters. Starting to get them to know them now, pretty much. All the same lot going to Reading and London Paddington, working in the city. Which did surprise me actually, because I remember thinking, I might have said it in the video before, I can't remember what I said on bloody Monday now, but I remember pointing out I wasn't sure what the loads would be in the mornings, you know, as I said about people working from home. The dynamics of commuting has changed since the COVID pandemic, but it must be slowly building up again to what it used to be, because as I say, there's a lot of commuters getting on the train from Theale to London. And those that couldn't get on my coach were on the stopping service. And because of the overloads at Thatcham station, that I can call that, they've been using the spare coach to pick up all the commuters there and take them to Theale. And then about this time of day it starts quietening down, as I say. This is running empty to Bedwyn now. Might pick up someone, one or two from Bedwyn. Back towards Hungerford, maybe. Yesterday, I think I took about 3 on this turn to Bed. No, was it 3? No, 1 actually. Sorry. There was 1 passenger to Bedwyn, and I carried a Great Western Railway station cleaner with me. He came to change the bins at Bedwyn, and then got back on my coach to change the bins at Hungerford and off at Bedwyn. That's the only person I carried back to Bedwyn was the cleaner. If it wasn't on, I would have been empty to Hungerford. Again, it's not, you know, Bedwyn's only a quiet village. There's not a great deal there. I suppose maybe in the surrounding towns they might get a lift to Bedwyn to get on this coach to Hungerford. But then again, if they're going to get a lift that far, they might get a lift to Hungerford instead. timetable, we've got 15 minutes to do Hungerford to Bedwyn, and if you put your skates on, it will take, 14-15 minutes. From there on in, it's a little bit slack at Newbury, so it's not too bad. But Thatcham can just get on time. Sometimes I've been 4 minutes late at Thatcham. That's purely because it depends on how you do between Newbury and Thatcham. On that main A4, if you hit the traffic lights at the wrong time, and if you get the pattern wrong, you end up hitting all the traffic lights in red. But if you leave at a slightly different time, you manage to get through all the green lights. So it's variable, that is, it really is. But yesterday was a nightmare. I had every traffic light at red between Newbury and Thatcham, and then I was 5 minutes late, I think it was. Yeah, 5 minutes. On the drain there, could overlook it. Now I've done this a few times. You get to know what's in the road, like just back there. I remember crashing over the drain colour there that's got a dip in it. And now I know it's there. We'll check the road is clear behind and in front. If it's clear, I shall just pull over to the other side and avoid it completely. Right, here we go for the turn into Bedwyn. Take it slow because you can see here the road dips down. I can't see if there's going to be a car flying up. Mine is a 60 mile an hour speed limit. Clear, there we go. Down the corridor of doom, as I call it. This ain't too bad, it's just a bit further down the road here. That's the pinch point. Why the coach gets so mucky on the side. It's when you've got to turf up into these sort of muddy patches and puddles on the left hand side. It's good that the timetable is set up in an hourly service, in that I don't have a long wait at Bedwyn, so I'm the next service out. So it's a good way that they've set it so that the coach that works into Bedwyn also works back out, which is how it should be, because the last thing you want to do is have a coach coming into Bedwyn while there's one coming out, because you don't want to meet a coach here. Past the previous service from Bedwyn to Theale, so I passed him outside of Hungerford on the way in from Newbury, so I know he's been and gone, he's clear, he's already done Bedwyn and come back out. I met that van there, not further down the road. That would have been quite interesting. Slow down. Right, I can pull in here. Also found out that Wednesdays is bin days in Bedwyn. As I was on this timetable yesterday, coming down here, and trying to think the point where I sorted it out. It wasn't here, it's in the village itself. Yeah, somewhere here. I just saw over the brow, I could just see some beacons coming over the hill there. And I thought, oh good grief, what was it? The bin lorry. So I had to wait here. I thought, well, I scanned this area on the right hand side. I thought, well, there's a gap here on the right. Hopefully you can squeeze in, so I had to wait for him to do all the bins before he could get in there. So it left me about 5 minutes late or so into Bedwyn station. There's no difference because there's no train to connect to here anyway, so that was not a problem. It's a van, I'll have to find a spot though. There we go. Car. Canal. Over the railway line and then into the station road. Oh, right, where's he going? Wheel up the curb and the front wheel. Start will hit the cars, that's the problem. Pain in the bum with these cars there. Right, if I carry this round, I can drop the wheels off here off the low curb. There we are. And since we don't need to drop off, I can lay over now at the other end of the road. Fact that you probably find useless is the fact that this village is called Great Bedwyn and the station is just called Bedwyn. Put the hazards on, see this car behind. Let's put his hazards on as well. Thank you. It's obviously aware that I'm going to turn around. So you can have a bit wide there. Right, there we go. Let's just tidy that up there. Yeah. Just pop myself there out of the way. Yeah, no, I've got the curb here a minute. And then I'm going for a wee, because I really need a wee. It's problem with having coffees in the mornings. Took myself in because there's a bus that'll be coming along at about 20 past 10 going that way, so because it was a junction, you can get by me then. You should be fine. Okay, oh, right, let's go for the toilet. I'll see you guys later on. Hello. So, that's the end of episode 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. Of the Bedwyn to Theale rail replacement shift. This is recorded after I did do a wrapping up video, basically saying that I couldn't find a cable for the camera, and then I found the cable, so that became irrelevant, and there's something else I missed as well. So I thought today, I left my GoPro in the coach, so I couldn't do it at home, so I thought I'd do it today, which is Sunday. I've just done another rail replacement shift from Warminster to Salisbury, just back at the yard now. But so yeah, I thought in this part now I'll just wrap up the episode 7. Yeah, 7 I think. Let's track again already. So I thought also I just wrote down the mileage, because I thought what I'd do at the end was just tell you the total mileage that this coach has done from Monday to Friday. That's in total, obviously not what I've done, because as I was saying, there's 2 drivers. It's starting at 4:30 in the morning from the yard, finishing at 01:30 the next morning at the yard, and then doing the whole cycle again. So it's, as I say, it's been working flat out, and all week, Monday to Friday, the total mileage was, in kilometres this is, 3,142 kilometres in total. That's a lot. It didn't seem like a lot, really. That actually surprised me. I thought it would be a lot less. You know, you think it's 30 miles from here to Bedwyn, I think, and then probably another 20 to 30 miles, I think. 30 miles Bedwyn to Theale. Actually, it might be a bit more than that. So I suppose, you know, you think about it, it does rack up. But yeah, 3,142 kilometres. And Saturday I had a rest day. This coach wasn't out, and then it was out today. So it's and then it's out all next week. Next week it's just back to the usual run-of-the-mill schools and swimmers, and that's it. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe for more of these videos, and until then, see you on the next episode. Take care. Bye.